When looking for the best CSGO skin, it's hard to really form a coherent objective opinion. Is it the most expensive one? Probably not. Is it the best bang for buck one? That's subjective. So instead of figuring it out on my own, I went around our temporarily virtual Skinwallet office and asked my colleagues about their favorite CSGO weapon skins. While we haven't really reached a consensus when it comes to any of them, they definitely gave me some great ones I haven't really considered before. This list features skins that we believe are priced appropriately to their looks. They're not the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive ones either. Since they don't create a single coherent loadout, we'll also be adding some suggestions for loadouts built around the skins. Oh, and before we start, if you like these kinds of videos, please leave a like. It really helps us figure out what kind of content to create for you every week. We'd also really like to hear your ideas. Perhaps you'd want a loadout built around one of the skins. Leave those in the comments below. That said, let's start off with the pistols. Our first skin is the USPS Neo Noir. This is an absolutely beautiful series of finishes based on the aesthetics of film noir, black, purple, and white, somewhere between Art Deco and cyberpunk. Given its artwork, it's a wonder that this skin for the starter pistol isn't more expensive than around $20 for its field-tested variant. This skin is perfect for a loadout featuring the AWP and M4A4 Neo Noir, or the M4A1S Decimator if you're into that kind of thing, the Glock 18 Moonlight, and the AK-47 Neon Rider. Next up, another synthwave kind of skin, the Glock 18 Synthleaf. This recent release is a great representation of the synthwave genre finally coming to the basic T-side pistol. A perfect skin to go with the aforementioned Neo Noir, as well as the likes of the Decimator. With a $25 price tag, this is a great way to complete your synthwave collection. Synthwave, I say it a lot. This skin is perfect with, well, all the previous ones and the M4A4 Dragon King on top of it. Next up, the P2000 handgun. From synthwave, we go to another awesome art form in comic books. The handgun is just beautiful and a must-choose for anyone who prefers the good old Millennium Falcon, that's what I'm guessing boomers call it, to the USP. The best part? It will only set you back $3 for a factory new version, and you can even go wild for a lucky $13 for one with stat track. This gun is great for any set featuring weapons such as the M4A1S Player 2, the M4A4 Hellfire, AK-47 Point Disarray, AWP Paw, and Glock 18 Bullet Queen. Now the dual Beretta's Royal Consorts. Despite some much needed buffs, the dualies still retain their status as meme weapons, so why not meme in style with this green and gold finish? If you love games like Dishonored, this subtle steampunk vibe might be right up your alley for less than $5 for a factory new stat track. The Royal Consorts go great with the USPS Business Class, Glock 18 Royal Legion, AK-47 Empress, M4A4 Royal Paladin, M4A1S Golden Coil, and the AWP Manowar. Next up, the P250 Supernova. While it might not carry the destructive power of an actual supernova with it, it sure captures the potential beauty of the phenomenon. Much more usable than the dualies, it still remains around the same price, $5. The Supernova works great with skins such as the USPS Blueprint, Glock 18, Synthleaf, M4A1S Masterpiece, or M4A4 Hyper Beast, and the AWP Hyper Beast as well. Speaking of Hyper Beasts, the 5.7 Hyper Beast. This is easily the best skin for the Belgian pistol, featuring what we can only assume is a beast that forgot to take its meds. This beautiful design fits in perfectly with all the aforementioned skins. A bit pricier, this one will set you back around $20 for a field-tested version, and might go as high as $400 for a factory new stat track. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me da ba da ba da. Okay, cringy jokes aside, this skin is pure fire, fitting the Tech 9's drill-like look perfectly with its construction coloring. Unfortunately, a bit more expensive, its pricing means that drilling your opponent's heads with bullets will set you back around $10 for a factory new, and $30 if you want to slap a stat track on it. This skin is a great match for a loadout featuring the USPS Torque, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Fuel Injector, M4A1S Golden Coil, or M4A4 Buzzkill, and AWP Phobos. And now, the CZ75 Eco. One of the cleanest designs in the game, the Eco is a perfect blend of a great concept and a good looks, with a dash of bashful irony. The Eco will be perfect for your Ecos if you love white skins, and will set you back around $3 for a factory new This skin works great with the USPS Road Rash, Glock 18 High Beam, AK-47, M4 and AWP Asimov, and the M4A1S Mecha Industries. For the Deagle, we had a hard choice, but we eventually went with the Emerald Jorbagarder. Not sure if you pronounce that way. Please don't come at me. I'm not Nordic. Inspired by a Nordic legendary snake, this skin is very pretty with green and gold accents all over it. And it's also from the Norse collection, which is said to be increasing in price after Operation Shattered Web, so it might be a good investment. While not the best one, it won't lose you any money. This one goes great with the USPS Peregrine, Glock 18 Nuclear Garden, AK-47 Fire Serpent, M4A4 Royal Paladin, or the M4A1S Golden Coil, and the AWP Theris. If you prefer revolvers, it's time for a reboot. This sci-fi themed revolver looks like as if it was lifted straight from Mass Effect. If you're like JW or Snacks and love using this particular meme weapon, getting this wonderful skin will only cost you $3 for a factory new and $13 for a stat track version. This skin goes great with sci-fi skins such as the USPS and M4A1S Cyrex, AK-47 and AWP Redline, and M4A4 Evil Daimyo. Onto the heavies we go with the Mag 7 Bulldozer. Another awesome construction-themed skin like the fuel injector, this skin is probably the most fitting weapon for what it represents. If you're ready to bulldoze your way through your opponents with some epic headshots, a minimal wear will cost you around $10. But if you want a factory new, you'll have to splash out a whopping $100. Just like the fuel injector, this skin works well with the USPS Torque, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Fuel Injector, M4A1S Golden Coil, or M4A4 Buzzkill, and the AWP Fall. And now, the Nova EXO. We've talked about it in our previous video, so we won't really go into it that much, but it's really nice, white and purple, really clean, pretty cheap for what it is, and a great bang for buck skin. It fits well with all the neo-noir skins, the M4A1S Decimator, and the AK-47 Neon Rider. For the sawed-off, our pick is the Origami. It's quite ironic that one of the most rugged weapons in the game has some of the cleanest skins. The Origami is certainly among them. A beautiful orange design featuring a clean geometric pattern, this skin is an almost literal bang for your buck at less than $1 for a factory new stat track. The skins that fit right into the fold with the Origami are the USPS Orion, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Safety Net, M4A1S Leaded Glass, or M4A4 Buzzkill, and AWP Boom. As for the Auto Shotty, another interesting geometric shotgun skin is Seasons. Its name says everything about it. Showing passing seasons in an original way, the red, orange, green combo works really well with all the skins we've listed for the Origami and the Origami itself. Onto the Negev Loudmouth. Ready for the post-apocalypse? The Loudmouth is a perfect gun for any Mad Max fan who needs a laser pointer to take down the hordes from the Australian wasteland. The Negev Loudmouth won't break your bank either, at $5 for the best available minimal wear version and only $1.50 for a field-tested stat track. Once again, this one fits with one of our previous sets with the USPS Torque, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Fuel Injector, M4A1S Golden Coil, M4A4 Buzzkill, and AWP Photo Post, but also skins like the Rat Rod. As for the Negev's bigger brother, the M249 System Lock is a clean red addition to any futuristic or red loadout. Simple yet beautiful, the System Lock isn't a skin you'll see often, but it will definitely work well for you whenever you feel like trolling your opponents with a good old cow. This skin looks great when combined with the likes of the USPS Cyrex, Glock 18 Candy Apple, M4A1S Cyrex, M4A4 Hellfire, as well as the AK-47 and AWP Redline. Onto the SMGs we go with the Mag 10 Neon Rider. This is a beauty. The Neon Rider is a design you can find both on the Mag 10 and the AK, but it really stands out when you're going out for a drive-by with this West Coast classic. A perfect vaporwave design that's pretty enough to warrant a SteelSeries mouse mat inspired by it. $15 for a factory new seems like an absolute steal. The Neon Rider is amazing with the likes of USP, M4, and AWP Neo Noir, Glock 18 Moonrise or Synthleaf, M4A1S Decimator, and of course the AK Neon Rider. And now the MP9 Goo. Alright, I have a confession to make. I overruled most of our panel on this one. For one reason and one reason only. World of Goo is one of my favorite games of all time, and this skin captures its aesthetic perfectly somehow. That's really it. The skin also costs $4 for a factory new stat track. It's just great value. This skin works great with World of Goo. That's about it. But it's awesome. Onto the MP7 Whiteout. Ah, the classic whiteout. Who knew that people would be willing to pay $300 for a simple white coat? Some people love minimalism though, and this fits into that aesthetic perfectly. Don't worry though, the minimal wear version is almost identical to the factory new and costs a comparatively low $30. The white theme works really great with the USPS Road Rash, Glock 18 High Beam, AK-47 M4A4 and AWP Asimov, and the M4A1S Mecha Industries. If you prefer the MP5, we suggest the Gauss. Cheap and incredibly detailed thanks to its unique gunsmith finish, the Gauss is one of the few skins where our panel was actually almost in unanimous agreement. For a mere $4 for a StatTrak Factory New, the Gauss is a worthy addition for any collection that loves the silenced SMG. The Gauss would look great in a gunsmith loadout featuring the likes of the USPS-led Conduit, Glock 18 Royal Legion, AK-47 Cartel, M4A1S Golden Coil, M4A4 Royal Paladin, and AWP the Prince. Another beautiful white skin to our collection, the UMP-45 Arctic Wolf, is a skin that fits the whiteout to a T, and will have you releasing your inner ghost from Game of Thrones in no time for around $6 for the factory new StatTrak version. Just like the whiteout, this skin works great with the USPS Road Rash, Glock 18 High Beam, AK-47 M4 and AWP Asimov, and the M4A1S Mecha Industries. On we go to the PB Bison High Roller. If you love loot boxes, you must love casinos. The recently buffed PP Bison has a skin just for your inner gambler with a Monte Carlo vibe that will release your inner card shark in no time for around $10 for the factory new and $30 for one with StatTrak. This red beauty fits really well with the USPS Cyrex, Glock 18 Candy Apple, M4A1S Cyrex, M4A4 Hellfire, as well as the AK-47 and AWP Red Line. Onto the P90, the P-Shooter, Shalgrave. Another red skin, but with a gunsmith twist. For around $5, you can have a skin that plays really well on the P90's skull-like design and releases your inner demon at the same time. This one goes really well with any gunsmith and red skins, but since we've just mentioned the red ones, let's remind you of the gunsmiths like the USPS-led Conduit, Glock 18 Royal Legion, AK-47 Cartel, M4A1S Golden Coil, M4A4 Royal Paladin, and AWP the Prince. We head to the rifles with the Galil AR Chatterbox. Another yellow one. The Chatterbox is one of the cleverest skins in CSGO with the talking skull design showing the potential of using a weapon's quirks for great effect. A bit expensive in its best field-tested variant, we suggest going for the well-worn version at around $9. Just like the Bulldozer, this skin works great with the USPS Torque, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Fuel Injector, M4A1S Golden Coil, or M4A4 Buzzkill, and AWP Phobos, but it can also be great for post-apocalyptic collections with rat rods and stuff like that. For the French gun, we have the famous Eye of Athena. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, was often represented by an owl, which was what this skin, combining traditional art with a little bit of sci-fi flair, aims to represent. Extremely good looking, less than $10 for a factory new. This one is definitely an eye catcher. Get it? The Eye of Athena works well with skins such as the USPS Torque, Glock 18 Reactor, AK-47 Fuel Injector, M4A1S Golden Coil, M4A4 Buzzkill, and AWP Phobos. This shark-themed gun might be a bit pricey, but is one of those cases of artistic brilliance where we can't just go past it. If you love Jaws or simply love red and blue inventories, this is a perfect blend of both, in stylish fashion for around $30 for a good-looking minimal wear variant. You're going to need a bigger boat for a loadout featuring the Darkwater, with the likes of the USPS Blueprint, Glock 18 Synthleaf, M4A1S Masterpiece, M4A4 Hyper Beast, and the AWP Hyper Beast. For the Kalashnikov, our choice is the AK-47 Empress. The AK has a lot of beautiful skins, and it was hard to choose the best one. However, the Empress's intricate tarot-style design that fits with a lot of classic CSGO skins takes the cake for us. Sorry to the Neon Rider, apologies to the Wild Lotus, GG Fire Serpent, and Vulcan. The Empress just has that sort of wow factor that makes it even more surprising that you can get a good-looking field-tested variant for less than $50. This skin looks great when combined with the likes of the USPS Check Engine, Glock 18 Water Elemental, M4A1S Nightmare, M4A4 Emperor, and the AWP Dragonlore or Mortis. Onto the M4A1S, the Nightmare. Speaking of the Nightmare, what a skin! Black and Blue, featuring a beautiful horror-esque beast that looks like a combination of Edgar Allan Poe's Raven with a Dementor. This skin looks similar to some of the Silence M4's offering at face value, but quickly shows its teeth when you look at it closer. Oh, and you can get a minimal wear for around $10. That's a great deal as far as we are concerned. The best skins to go with this are the USPS Blueprint, Glock 18 Sacrifice, AK-47 Aquamarine Revenge, and AWP Hyper Beast. Next up, the M4A4 Desolate Space, Ground Control to Major Tom. The skin captures an astronaut's worst nightmare. Beautiful yet haunting. It has an amazing color palette that can work with any blue, green, or purple skin collection. If you're a fan of sci-fi horror vibes, this is definitely a skin you should check out at around $15 for a nice looking field tested. Great skins to go with the Desolate Space are the AK-47 Aquamarine Revenge, USPS Guardian, Glock 18 Off-World, and AWP Corticera or Atheris. AUG Death by Puppy. Okay, look, this is just what I believe professionals refer to as hella cute. I mean, how can you say no to psychedelic puppies? This skin looks like the love child of 60s prog rock and Snoopy, and it only costs $8 for a factory new. That's a proper thumbs up for me. Take these puppies out for a spin with the USPS Royal Blue, Glock 18 Weasel, M4A4 Hellfire, M4A1S Player 2, AK-47 Neon Rider, and AWP Paw. For the SG, we have the Darkwing. Newly introduced to the game in the Prisma 2Ks, the Darkwing has quickly taken the SG world by storm with its fantasy-style dragon-themed red and black design. What I'm trying to say here is that it's pretty damn awesome. Since it's a red skin, it fits really well with the USPS Cyrex, Glock 18 Candy Apple, M4A1S Cyrex, M4A4 Hellfire, as well as the AK-47 and AWP Redline. Speaking of ops, it's the AWP Asimov. Made legendary by the flicks and tricks from Kenny S's magic stick early on in the Frenchman's career, the Asimov is perhaps the first skin that has shown how big of an impact esports can have on a skin's price and popularity. At the height of its powers, the Asimov was regarded as highly as the Dragon Lore, and while it may not be as popular as it was back then, it has now become one of the best bang for your buck skins in CSGO. It's a bit pricier than most of our skins at $50 for a good-looking, well-worn version, but given its reputation and popularity as well as its clean sci-fi theme and fit into white loadouts, it's definitely worth the price. Skins that go really well with the Asimov are the AK-47 and M4A4 Asimov M4A1S Mecha Industries, the USPS Road Rash, and the Glock 18 Grinder. After a short break, we return with the Psychedelics. The Violet Murano's geometric design with its Murano beads gives it a 60s vibe once again. While Sgt. Pepper may not be walking through that door just yet, the Violet Murano is a great deal at $5 for a factory new. This skin goes well with the USPS Royal Blue, Glock 18 Moonlight, M4A4 Dragon King, M4A1S Player 2, AK-47 Neon Rider, and AWP Electric Hive. And finally, the SCAR 20 Cyrex. The Cyrex is a classic design that has been named at points all the way through this list. Treat this as an honorable mention of sorts for CSGO's best middle-of-the-line finish. It looks just as good on the SCAR 20 as it would on any other weapon. It's relatively cheap at $15 for a factory new, and it's a perfect way to complete your red and black collection. You know the drill. USPS Cyrex, Glock 18, Candy Apple, M4A1S Cyrex, M4A4 Hellfire, as well as the AK-47 and AWP Redline. As for the knives, the Falchion Knife Crimson Web. Look, we need a separate video to discuss knives and their finishes, and we probably will do that in the future. For this one, we wanted a knife that's not too expensive relative when it comes to knives, I know, but looked cool and had a good finish to it. Ranging from $100 to $200, this won't kill your budget, looks really nice, and most importantly, it does this fidgety thing. And the gloves, we went for Emerald Web Specialist gloves. We haven't featured a lot of green on this list so far, and it's almost impossible to find a really nice looking pair of gloves that doesn't break the bank. So we went for the Emerald Webs with their neon green finish and a price that's relatively affordable given their look. Really good for standing out. That's it for our list. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't like. Leave a comment with suggestions for skins that you think should be in this video and weren't. And I don't know, maybe show us your loadout. That said, thank you very much for watching. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager for Skinwallet.com. And speaking of, if you want to sell your skins, say you want to go for the classic CSGO vanilla loadout, and just get some money back from the skins you've owned, just head to skinwallet.com and pay out instantly to an e-wallet of your choosing. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay safe. Cheers.